The truth is never simple. Sometimes it's quiet, hidden behind calm faces and polite smiles. Other times it screams in the silence, waiting to be heard. But in this world, truth doesn't set you free, it traps you. And when doubt starts to whisper, it's already too late to turn back. The city sleeps under a heavy sky. Rain falls slowly, washing over the empty courthouse steps like time itself, erasing everything that ever mattered. Inside those walls, lives were changed, promises were broken, and truths were twisted until no one could tell what was real anymore. The night feels cold, but not because of the weather, because of the weight of everything unsaid. There's a strange stillness in the air. Somewhere, a clock ticks. Each second feels louder, like it's counting down to something no one wants to face. The lights inside the courthouse flicker for a moment, and the faint echo of footsteps fades into the distance. Maybe it's just the janitor finishing his shift. Maybe it's someone returning to the scene of everything that went wrong. A file lies open on a desk, pages slightly curled from the moisture in the air. The name on it is familiar, one that everyone thought they'd never have to hear again. The case was supposed to be over. The verdict was given. The story was finished, or so they believed. But behind every verdict, there's always something left behind. A detail missed, a word unsaid, a truth ignored. Outside, the streets are empty except for one lone figure standing beneath a flickering streetlight. Their face hidden by the shadow of a hood, their hands trembling as they hold a phone. The screen lights up with a single message. It's not over. No name, no number, just those 3 words. The message burns through the silence like a secret demanding to be seen. In another part of the city, a man sits in his car, engine off, staring at the courthouse through the rain. His reflection in the window looks tired, older than before, worn down by years of fighting battles that never ended. He once believed in justice. He once believed that truth could fix things. But belief fades fast when lies wear the same face as honesty. He looks down at his hands, they're shaking. He can't tell if it's from fear or guilt. Maybe both. The sound of thunder rolls through the night, echoing like a warning. Somewhere, a door creaks open. Somewhere else, a phone rings but goes unanswered. There's movement in the shadows, quiet, careful, deliberate. People are returning to the same story they thought they'd escaped. Old wounds are reopening, and the ghosts of past choices are beginning to stir. This is the calm before the verdict. A quiet world where doubt moves like smoke, soft, invisible, but choking everyone it touches. The city may look still, but it's only waiting. Waiting for the moment when everything hidden finally comes to light. Because in this story, peace is just another lie. And every truth has its price. It starts with memory, soft at first, like a whisper from another time. The night of the trial. The faces, the fear. The things that were said and the things that were never meant to be spoken. It was supposed to end that night. The courtroom lights dimmed. The verdict delivered. The world moved on. But truth has a strange way of haunting those who try to bury it. It doesn't die, it waits. In the quiet hours before dawn, the past comes alive again. A woman stands in front of her mirror, her hands trembling as she buttons her blouse. Her reflection looks back at her with eyes that once burned with conviction, but now only hold exhaustion. She whispers to herself, "It's over," but deep down, she knows it isn't. Behind her, on the dresser, sits a newspaper folded to the front page. The headline still screams the name of the case that destroyed them all. She can't throw it away. It's her reminder, her punishment, her proof that no one walks away clean. Across town, the detective who led the investigation drives through the rain with the radio off. The silence feels heavier than any music could fill. His mind replays the testimony, the lies, the missing piece that never fit. He told the jury he was sure beyond all reasonable doubt. But now that phrase mocks him. Doubt. It's everywhere now. In every mirror, every memory, every sleepless night. He grips the steering wheel tighter as a thought creeps in. What if the wrong person paid the price? A flash of lightning reveals an old photograph on his dashboard, him with the prosecutor, smiling, believing they did the right thing. But in the brief glow, another detail catches his eye. A reflection in the photo's glass, someone standing in the background. Someone who shouldn't have been there. The realization hits like a punch to the chest. He pulls over, breath fogging the glass, heart racing. The truth isn't behind them, it's catching up. Elsewhere, in a small apartment, a young man watches the same news clip over and over again. The words from the reporter loop endlessly. Justice has been served. He laughs quietly, but there's no humor in it. Justice, he repeats, as if testing how it feels to say the word. He knows what really happened. He knows who lied, who hid, who betrayed. But no one would listen then. Maybe now they will. He picks up a folder from the table. Inside are copies of documents no one was supposed to see. Evidence that was meant to stay buried. His phone buzzes. The same message everyone seems to be getting. It's not over. The woman from the mirror sits alone now, staring at the courthouse through the window. Her glass of wine trembles in her hand. She remembers the oath she took to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. But she didn't. She told the version that made sense, the one that kept her safe. She thought the truth would destroy her. Now she realizes the lie did that instead. In the distance, the detective's car pulls up near the courthouse. He steps out, the rain soaking through his coat, but he doesn't care. He walks toward the entrance, past the same steps where the cameras once flashed and the crowd once cheered. Now, it's empty. Just him and the echo of what used to be justice. Inside, the air is thick with silence. He opens the evidence room door. The box he's looking for is gone. Someone's been here before him. The young man's phone buzzes again. A video file this time. He opens it and freezes. It's surveillance footage from the night of the murder. A shadow moves across the frame. The face is blurry, but the outline is clear enough. It's not who they thought it was. He leans closer, heart pounding. He whispers one name, the same name on every secret file, every hidden message, every late-night whisper. The storm outside grows louder, winds howling like voices demanding answers. The woman stands, phone in hand, watching the message glow on the screen. The detective races through the courthouse halls, following the faint sound of footsteps. The young man closes his laptop and whispers, "They'll finally see. Truth has a price. It doesn't matter how long you run from it, it always finds its way back. And when it does, it takes something from everyone. Peace, trust, innocence. The truth doesn't set you free, it demands payment. And tonight, everyone's bill is due. The night no longer hides its secrets. It exposes them, one flicker of lightning at a time. The city feels alive again, but not with people, with fear. Every window, every reflection, every echo carries a question no one wants to answer. Doubt isn't just an idea anymore, it's a living thing, breathing through the cracks of silence, crawling into every shadow it can find. The detective hasn't slept. His eyes are red, his mind louder than the thunder outside. On his table, photos are spread out like broken pieces of a puzzle. Faces stare back at him, familiar, trusted, smiling faces. He draws a line from one to another, connecting names, times, motives. The ink runs as rain leaks from a cracked ceiling, smudging what was once clear. They all knew, he mutters. Every single one of them. But even as he says it, another voice inside whispers something worse. So did you? At the edge of town, the woman from the trial drives in silence. The road is empty, the sky swallowing every bit of light. Her hands tighten on the steering wheel each time the phone buzzes. Another unknown message. Another reminder that no one has really moved on. She finally answers one. "What do you want from me?" The reply comes fast. The truth. Her throat tightens. She looks into the rearview mirror and sees headlights appear behind her. Too close. Too steady. She speeds up, but the car follows. The rain hits harder. Her heartbeat drowns out everything else. Somewhere in the city, the young man watches from a rooftop, a small earpiece in place. His voice is calm, almost detached. "She's on the move," he says into the darkness. A response crackles through the static. "Don't lose her." Not this time. His hands shake slightly, not from the cold, but from what he's about to do. He wasn't supposed to be part of this story again, but revenge has its own gravity. It pulls you in whether you want it or not. Back in the courthouse, the detective hears something, footsteps echoing through the empty halls. Slow, careful. He draws his gun, but says nothing. The evidence room is dark now, the box still missing. But a faint glow catches his eye. A phone screen left on the table. A video plays silently, showing a figure entering the courthouse hours earlier. The face turns toward the camera. The detective freezes. It's her, the prosecutor. The same woman who swore the case was clean, airtight, flawless. His breath catches in his throat. She was here. The woman takes a sharp turn, the tires skidding on the wet road. The headlights still follow, never slowing down. Her phone rings again. Same number. She answers on speaker. A voice speaks softly, almost kindly. You said it was over. But you lied. She looks in the mirror again, the car behind her inches closer. Who are you? She shouts. What do you want? The voice pauses, then replies, to finish what you started. The call ends. The detective runs through the courthouse halls, the video still burning in his mind. He knows where she's going. He knows what she's running from. He grabs his keys and heads for the exit, his footsteps echoing like gunshots in the empty building. Outside, the rain has turned to a storm, washing away everything except guilt. On the rooftop, the young man gets the final message. She's heading your way. He watches the dark road below as two beams of light cut through the storm. He's been waiting for this moment, for her to face what she did. For all of them to face it. But something inside him hesitates. The truth he's chasing might destroy more than the lie ever did. Still, he can't stop. Not now. Not when he's this close. The car behind the woman suddenly swerves, disappearing down a side road. She slows down, breathing hard, eyes scanning the mirrors. Then her phone buzzes again. A new message. This time, it's not text. It's a video. She taps it open with trembling fingers. It's the same footage the detective saw her entering the courthouse, placing something in a file box, then leaving before dawn. She gasps, shaking her head. No, that's not real. That's not me, but the camera doesn't lie. And neither does the timestamp. The detective's car speeds through the storm, sirens off, headlights dimmed. He knows this isn't just about evidence anymore, it's about survival. The lines between truth and danger have blurred. Doubt isn't an idea now, it's a weapon. And everyone is armed. Lightning strikes a power line nearby, the flash turning night into momentary daylight. For a second, the detective sees the woman's car ahead. He honks once. She doesn't stop. The road twists through the hills, slick and narrow. One wrong turn and it's over. The wind howls through the trees, carrying the echo of voices long gone. The young man watches it all unfold from above. The truth is finally coming out, but not in words, in chaos. Every choice made in silence now screams for attention. Every secret kept now demands a cost. And as thunder cracks across the sky, one thing becomes clear. The danger isn't in what they don't know. It's in what they tried to forget. The storm has stopped, but the silence it leaves behind feels worse. The air is thick, heavy, like the city itself is holding its breath. Streetlights flicker, the rainwater glistens across the pavement, and somewhere far away, a police siren fades into nothing. The night should feel calm now, but it doesn't. It feels watched. Like every shadow has eyes. Like every secret is waiting for its chance to speak. The woman's car sits parked beneath a bridge, the engine still running. Her hands grip the steering wheel as if letting go would make the truth disappear. Her reflection in the rearview mirror doesn't even look like her anymore, eyes sunken, makeup smeared, fear carved into every line of her face. The phone on the passenger seat keeps buzzing. She doesn't need to check who it is. Every message says the same thing. You can't hide forever. She reaches for the glove compartment and pulls out an envelope sealed with red wax. It's old, creased, but untouched, like she couldn't bring herself to open it. For months, she's carried it with her, pretending it didn't matter. But tonight, everything matters. She breaks the seal with shaking hands. Inside, there's only a single photograph, three people standing together, smiling, her, the detective, and the victim. The photo is dated 2 weeks before the murder. Scrawled across the bottom in red ink are the words, "You all knew." Her breath catches. She looks up through the windshield and sees someone standing across the street. A shadow still, silent, watching. Her heart races. She starts the car again and speeds off into the darkness, leaving behind the envelope fluttering in the wind. Meanwhile, in the detective's apartment, the walls are covered in notes, photos, strings his own personal courtroom of guilt. Every connection, every lead, every unanswered question stares back at him. He stares at a name circled in red, Harper Lee, the prosecutor. The woman he once trusted, once believed in. He whispers to himself, "What are you hiding, Harper?" His phone rings. An unknown number. He answers, voice rough, "Detective." A calm voice says, "You're looking in the wrong direction. Who is this?" "You're chasing the lies you were given." But the truth has been sitting beside you the whole time. The line clicks dead. He stares at the phone, frozen, then slowly turns toward his window. Across the street, through the rain-slicked glass of another apartment, a light flickers on. A silhouette moves, someone watching him. He rushes to the window, but the light goes out. The reflection of his own face stares back at him, pale and hollow. Across the city, the young man enters an abandoned subway station. The tunnels are flooded with dim emergency lights, flickering like heartbeat monitors. He moves quietly, carrying a small flash drive in his hand, the same one that holds the footage of that night. He's meeting someone here, someone who promised to help expose the truth. But every sound echoes too loudly, every step feels followed. From the shadows, a voice calls out, "You shouldn't have come alone." He freezes. The sound of footsteps grows closer. He backs away, gripping the flash drive tighter. "I'm not afraid of you," he says. "Good," the voice replies. Because fear is useless now, the woman pulls into the city again, headlights reflecting off the wet roads. She's heading for the courthouse, the one place she swore she'd never return. But it's the only place where all of this began, and maybe the only place it can end. The envelope's photo keeps flashing in her mind, the red ink burning like fire. "You all knew," she whispers to herself. "I didn't mean for it to happen." But the lie tastes bitter on her tongue. The detective arrives moments later, parking at the courthouse steps. His chest tightens when he sees her car already there. He knows this is the end of running. He climbs the steps slowly, every echo of his boots ringing in the hollow night. Inside, the halls are dark. The power's out, but faint light glows from the courtroom. He follows it. The woman stands in the center of the room, the same place where she once fought for justice. Her clothes are soaked, her face pale, but her eyes are different now. She looks at him and says softly, "We can't hide anymore." He steps closer. "Then tell me the truth." Her voice breaks. "The case, it was built on a lie. We knew the evidence was wrong, but we pushed it anyway." The words hang in the air like poison. The detective closes his eyes. He already knew. Deep down, he always knew. He just didn't want it to be true. A sound interrupts them. A door creaks open. The young man steps into the light, holding the flash drive. "You don't have to confess," he says quietly. "I've got proof." His voice shakes, but there's power in it. "The world will finally see." The woman looks at him, tears spilling down her face. "You don't understand. Once it's out there, they'll come for you too." He smiles faintly. "Maybe, but at least I won't be hiding anymore." The thunder outside begins again, faint but growing. The detective glances toward the door, then back at them. "Once this starts," he says, "there's no stopping it." The young man nods. That's the point. And in that silent, electric moment, all three of them realize something. This isn't just about justice anymore. It's about redemption, about guilt, about how far people will go to keep their secrets safe. Because in the end, everyone's hiding something. And when the truth finally steps into the light, It doesn't save anyone. It burns everything down.